How you doing?
Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
We sure are.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. S
Sounds
Hopefully,
good.
this works, because I triple, double checked. But let's give it a minute to fire off. You know how this goes.
Yeah, because it's not showing up on my TV yet.
Okay.
Oh, I think it just popped up. Let's see. Oh, there we go.
All right.
We're live.
I think. All right. Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Now, get some
So
people coming in here.
we're not we're not shadow banned like we thought we were last week.
No. No. Definitely not.
we were
Definitely not. No, man. Um.
we were freaking out like, hey, we're being shadow banned. We're being shadow banned. Well, you weren't being.
Yeah,
You weren't.
I don't know what the hell, man. What's up with the YouTube settings? They're horrible. You gotta like triple check every single time. It's the most annoying thing ever. It really truly is
Oh, we got two right now.
unbelievable.
Else
Are you there? See, I would have to exit out. This would suck.
to see
But
what.
to see the settings because I know I have the settings as public. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
can have her look. Will it say? What will
oh,
it say?
it'll say if you just type in, if you go to Meatballs SOS, it'll have like either a chain or it'll have a globe.
Okay.
Like a chain
A
link. A
chain
chain link
link.
means
Come up.
yeah,
Globe of the chain.
it should say.
We only got two people in here.
Yeah.
It'll be in the settings. Like if you go back to the thing. Let me look. Let me
All
look.
right.
Give me your phone. We're such noobs.
Well, it's not that we. Oh, okay. Now we got more people coming on.
Do we?
Well, we got four.
Oh yeah.
If you're just joining us, was this something you were able to get into very easily? Or does it say that it's private? Let us know in the comment section.
I just see. I don't see a chain thing. I just see like a silhouette of a person.
Okay. Then I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got three in here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait till we get some
Something.
people in here. Anybody?
Yeah,
Anybody out
because I
here
want to
watching?
do it.
Give us what do I say? 5x5. The kiddo will say.
Yeah, I mean it should. If it's not showing like any like lock or a chain, like a chain link, or a little whatever, like a link to a chain, then we should be good because now we're down to one person.
Mm.
Ugh, that sucks. All
I'm
right.
looking.
Um. Oh, we just shot up to five.
Do we?
Yeah, I think we're on. I just think it's a time frame. I think
All
we're
right.
like we're public. I just think it's a time
All
frame.
right.
Then we just jump down to two. Oh,
Anybody out here, go ahead and leave us a comment so we know we're live because we had problems last weekend. Give it a minute or two. I
yeah.
says
Give it a minute.
I don't know what else it would be the issue. Now we're back up to four.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird last time. It was jumping all over the place. So who knows? Maybe it was a combination of both the settings and maybe I was really being shadow banned because uh, we jumped to like 64 out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then
You
it,
know,
then it shot back down. So
and
who
it shot
knows?
back down. But we got four people in here. If you're in here, say hello. Let us know if you had a problem finding this live. Because we've been finding out, that the settings on this YouTube live thing has been changing. So if you're in here, just let us know if this was easy for you to find.
Yeah, leave a comment or something so we know this is actually working this time because last weekend was a
It was a shit show last weekend.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Oh,
Let's
what do
see,
you got?
Missouri. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Missouri
We're
survival.
good.
All
Yeah,
right,
we're
we're
good.
good
What's
then.
up, Missouri survival? Yeah, we're good. We're good.
People just aren't coming in. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, last weekend we thought we were being shadow banned. I think we
Yeah.
might have been a mixture of both. We had a problem with the settings, so we were on for what 2 hours.
Oh, what our stupid foil hats?
Yeah, we you guys missed our tinfoil hats we made. That was pretty funny.
That was ridiculous.
And because we talked about the eclipse,
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
talking about the eclipse
Yeah.
and what people are saying about the eclipse, what's going to happen with the eclipse, what our opinions are, what the masses believe. And I'm still seeing things today on the news about grocery stores stocking up, getting extra stock piles of
Yeah.
food. And I get it. It was every 100 years, whatever it was, something like that.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Well,
People are
there's.
having
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
people are having people come from out of state like to visit with their at their houses and stuff, like family coming from out of town.
Oh yeah. Well, they're supposed to sacrifice a red cow. Some kind of red cow supposed to be sacrificed. I mean, no, I'm not kidding. Like, there's
Is that
like a
true?
whole dude. There's a whole
Where?
horde of things. I gotta look and see. Somebody was telling me about it. I'm like, you know what? I try not to pay
Wow.
attention to all the crazy hoopla because the prepper community. There's two types of people. There's the ones that take it serious and really pay attention, and then there's the
Yeah.
ones that are like clickbait, clickbait. Oh my god, fear, 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 fear. And it's like I can't do that
Mhm.
because you'll never have a clear head and you'll always be like tunnel vision and you'll never think outside the box for a minute and just take a step back.
Yeah. Well, we've
Um,
talked about that before. You got to make your own. You have to make your own conclusion to what you think is going on. Take your own, do your own research, your own information, and take bit by bit a piece over here, a piece over here, and put together because there's too much in the prepper community, especially on the social media network platforms on YouTube. There's too many, uh, doomsday, fear porn out there. Really,
oh
I don't
yeah,
think but and you get kind of like used to seeing the same people posting the same thing, and you get like, okay, last year you were saying the same thing, 2 years
right,
ago you were saying the same thing.
yeah,
First thing I think is, what are you selling me?
exactly,
What are they trying to sell?
yeah,
But we'll see. I mean, it should be. Do I think that it's important to be cautious? It always is. I think it's always important to be cautious on any kind of mass event that opportunity take somebody do something bad is there. And what I mean by that, well, it's going to be, I guess, dark, and then everyone's going to be looking up at the sky, paying attention to something else. So,
exactly,
no, still, know your surroundings. Don't be stupid. Don't just park the car on the side of the road and walk out in the fields like they think it's going to happen.
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
Missouri survival. You're exactly right. We've had how many eclipses before? Nothing's happened.
Hi
I don't
Milo.
know why. I don't know what's different about this. Again, maybe because it's 100 years of full eclipse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the path
There.
that this thing is taking for complete darkness. You're first of all, we're not going to see it. Uh, the total darkness. We're going to see the eclipse, but we're not going to see the total darkness.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't
I
know that.
I think that the more serious things, like for me, pressing, like would be what's about to happen in August. You know, and if people aren't, thinking about that, if they live in the state of Illinois, they should really, really be thinking about it because what's going to take place in August, the DNC convention.
Mhm.
Right now, they're going to be going to Chicago. They're not. Chicago is not the place to host that right now.
I'm
Uh,
I'm shocked that they're doing it there.
yeah,
If
I'll tell you
people
what.
live,
If you're in Chicago right now, you really need to have a plan to exfil the area because, mm,
well, I'll tell you, it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not just any kind of major city, because people who can't make it to Chicago are going to want to, cause a ruckus in their own city.
yeah, no, you're
So
right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I it's a when was it in Chicago last time?
Man, I don't even know. It's been, I don't know if it was in my lifetime. I really don't know. I
Yeah,
couldn't tell you.
I think it was.
I'll tell you, all I could see is the black community and what they're seeing, like their leaders and stuff that they're saying, that they're going to shut it down if they think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
I mean, you want to talk about the potential for extreme civil unrest? Like that's what people got to be talking about because that's real. And that's
Yeah,
reminiscent of 2020. And it could probably get worse because it's going to be a singled out event, a singled out city. And you're going to have
yeah.
people, much like this eclipse, you've got 1 million people expected, total to be along this line of total totality, whatever, blackout, whatever. Think of all the people coming out of state now for that DNC convention that are going to be here. That's going to be something. So heads on a swivel for
Well,
sure.
I like I like what Missouri Survival says. There's a point of taking basic precautions in general. Well, we talked about that. You know, should have some basic gear with us because it's Monday. I like that. Um, yeah, I mean, we if you we that's the lifestyle that we live. We it's just you have to take precautions everywhere time you leave the house.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and make sure to you have the stuff with you. And we talk about this all the time, and you can't talk about it enough, especially with comms.
Yeah, yes, yeah. You can't stress that enough. Comms is, if you don't have comms and you're in a group, you're in a CDC recognized group, as I like to call it. Comms,
I see what you did there.
you need comms. The civil unrest is definitely manufactured by the government and the globalists. It is, and it's the truth. Look, we listen to a lot of guys, we watch a lot of YouTubers, we follow a lot of guys. And it's they're just not hitting on the real stuff. They're getting caught up in all the hoopla, and that's the problem. It's all foobar. A lot of it's foobar. And what's real and what's not? Well, what we're talking about right now. I mean, it is this whole DNC thing. I mean, it truly is a threat. It's a real threat. What they're saying.
Oh,
The
yeah,
southern
it's gonna
border.
bleed out in the burbs too. I think
Oh yeah.
it'll bleed out in the burbs. So if you're anywhere near Chicago, you're gonna be careful during that time.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, April 12th, Civil War comes out. All right. You know,
Let's
you
talk about
have
that.
predictive programming all over the place right now. You have this really weird show, Three Body Rule, that just came out on Netflix. Does anybody even know
Yeah,
what the hell it's about? It's very specific. Like there's a message there. There's a hidden message, just like there was a hidden message in Leave the World Behind. That was very specific. Okay,
yeah.
there's these weird like predictive programming, and Civil War is I believe, a predictive programming. Um, I mean, who said we needed a movie about it? Who said we needed a movie about it? You know what I mean? A future civil war, really? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like coincidence. So
Well,
they're.
look what happened during COVID and the pandemic. All the movies that came out, and well, even before there was some stuff that came out before that was like scripted, and then the pandemic happened, and we were watching movies that were released a year before. We were thinking, "Wow, this is exactly what's going on. This is too
Yeah,
weird." You
yeah.
know, kind of like The Simpsons. The Simpsons, they say can also see the future.
Homer became a prepper.
Yeah,
I thought that was
yeah,
weird. Speaking of COVID, there on Netflix and stuff, there was a movie, that Korean movie, and I think
uh
they
huh,
deleted it. And they
yeah, they
said the
did.
COVID virus
Yeah,
outbreak. I was like, oh, dude, no, it's predictive
yeah,
programming. That's what it
yeah.
is. I'm telling you.
It's
Yeah,
all set.
it. I look. I think they tell us what they're gonna do most of the time. And we were just like our heads are still in the ground, like ostriches. You
Mhm.
know, we're too distracted.
Yeah,
With everything. Um, and we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it.
I'm guilty
But
of it. We're all guilty of it.
I try to unplug on the weekends, especially, and get away from everything. But it's so hard. It is so hard because it's like how can you not? How do you put the phone, especially now? I mean, we're in a very unique time period right now,
Yeah,
and if you're a modern day prepared citizen, um, you kind of have to wear different hats, if you will. Like in law enforcement, you kind of have to wear different hats. As a prepared citizen, you kind of have to focus on multiple things, be prepared for multiple things, because there's going to be different situations. You can't just prepare for one thing. That's why that show, Doomsday Preppers, it was kind of a joke because these people were all focused, and the show was so scripted that they were focusing only on one thing. You can't focus on one thing.
right.
You got to take it all into
Didn't
consideration.
some guy get arrested from that show?
I think so. Recently, right?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. He was a crazy kook, and he said
Yeah.
something on the show that he shouldn't have. And they made and they went to they like they didn't edit it, and then he got arrested for something he said. And
Yeah.
he has
Yeah.
so I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to say something that's wrong. But
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking. I don't know what it was exactly, but it was. And I thought it was recent too.
yeah,
But we talk about this all the time. Like you have to have predictive programming is the thing. Shows to tell you, yeah, it's true. The elites are attempting to bring it to fruition. You know, the globalist plan. Let's talk about that. The NWO, the New World Order. Okay, Agenda 2030. A lot of people laugh, say it's conspiracy, what have you. But if you go on the WEF's website and you type in Agenda 2030, they tell you what they're going to do. We signed on to it. That's why this whole EV thing's not. It's not like it's a
oh yeah,
surprise.
yeah.
If you go and you look at that, the United States has signed on to just about everything. So the, the lab grown meats. Pretty soon you're gonna. They just approved. I think mealworm burger patties in the United States. All the EV
Oh,
stuff.
you
Getting rid of
first.
all the gas stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Although we
it's
probably
right
eat it now,
there,
we don't even know.
right, and we don't even know it. You
Yeah, we're
know,
probably eating it now. We don't even know.
yeah,
I'm sure of
it's
it.
it's bad. I'm telling you. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like last night I was on Josh's live feed for a little bit. And we were talking about some gear. And I pulled out like just a simple piece. It was just a multi tool, and then I went into the breacher that pry bar, whatever, what have you.
Mhm.
And it's like these are the things, the tools that we have, the technology that we have is only going to get us so far. It's only going to get us so far. It's our skill set that's going to carry us.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people, they talk about the grid down, this whole grid down situation. Yeah, I think that's more um, of a possibility with a massive cyber attack. Like today we were talking, and I was like, oh, there's another social media outage, but it didn't last that long. It was pretty quick.
Oh,
And they
for
got
Facebook?
everything up and running. Yeah, I think it was down for like 15 minutes, and that was
Oh, I didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Klaus Ron.
it goes back to um goes back to you said about training with what you have, and it's important if you have this, if you have tools, you got to know how to use them. And the same thing with your pews. If you choose to carry, which you should, um, however you feel constitutionally comfortable doing so, you
Yeah.
need to train with that. You need to get out there and not just go to the range where you're shooting from a indoor range. You want to practice drawing from your holster and practice the fundamentals and get out there and do that, because people have this false sense of security from watching TV and watching too much stuff on between movies, and they think that something happens to them that they're gonna know what to do. Well, you're not. That's why you want to build that muscle memory. You
Exactly.
know, it's just not. It's not gonna just. You know, people just have this false sense of security that they go get their pews and they carry them and that's it. And they think, oh, I'm fine. Well, you're a liability. We've discussed that before. Doing that. Shoot, move, communicate. Yeah, shoot, move, communicate. We talk about that all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's very important. You know,
Yeah.
if you're lucky to have a place where you can do that, great. If you have to go join a club where they have the outdoor facilities, do that. There's always a place you could do it somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, Preferably a private property is the best, but we don't. Not everybody has that luxury. So find a club, find something where you can do it. Go take a class. Spartan Tactical out here. They're a great class to take. There's lots of them out there.
And that's just it. I mean, I think that the modern day Minuteman, if you will, has more at their fingertips. Obviously, more than our forefathers did. Right? There's more technology, weaponry, and gear is better. Like you just said, now we have resource to training. And arguably, and this is another discussion that I've had with people. Are civilians okay? Are civilians um, better equipped and better trained? And before we get into it, what I mean by that is you have all these training classes that these guys could take. Are the private citizen better trained than a professional military?
Um,
And really think about that. I know there's a lot of differences. There's access to different resources, but when you're in close quarters and you can't, drive your tank up the stairs, or whatever. You can't fly your helicopter through the window, and you're doing that close quarters combat stuff. There is civilian training out there for that, and really good stuff too.
well, I know. Well, besides the fitness part of it, but if you want to put that aside, I mean, well, let's be honest. Your average soldier is probably a lot more fit than a lot of. I mean, definitely the more than I am. I mean,
Oh yeah,
than your
oh
average
yeah, no doubt.
citizen. Um, Missouri just made a good point about he takes he's been rocking a lot to working on his fitness, and that's awesome. And that's I mean that's that's what people should be doing. And
Yeah,
I obviously there's people who are bigger of statue like myself like us that I always say is like fat fit. But obviously I'm not gonna be like help. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm not gonna be able to hold my against some 20 year old in the National Guard. You
right,
know,
right.
but as far as skills, as far as honing into the actual skills, it's risky saying this, but and you and I both know we know enough people who are current or prior military that aren't efficient with what with their pistol,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So and that's because they weren't trained to be efficient with their pistol. They were trained to be efficient with their long gun. Now, granted,
Exactly.
in a gunfight, you're not going to be using a pistol. I am one to believe that in a loadout situation, if you need to ditch your pistol, fine, because you're not going to need it anyway. I'm not saying to do that, but if you had to, ditch something, that'd be so your pistol's the last thing to go. And so there's a reason why the military trains more on a rifle than they do a pistol. But yeah, I think citizens have more opportunities
Oh
to
yeah.
do what they want to do and train more and to go out whenever they want and do things. Because we always say not everybody in the military is combat.
Right.
Not everybody in the military wants to be combat. You know, wow, Missouri, you were almost 500 pounds in 2021. You're 320 today. How did you do it? I mean, that's
That's
amazing.
impressive, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's wow. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that's great. That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, 500 pounds is like what I think of 500 pounds. I think of like you're like almost like hospital bound.
I'll tell you what. It is. It's determination, man. It's motivation. Like for me, when when I was talking to recruiters and stuff, they're like, "Oh, you don't gotta lose weight." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And they're like, "Okay." And some of them won't even talk to me until I lose the weight or until I lost weight. And I'm like, "All right, whatever." I had this one Marine recruiter, um, and he's like, I'll work with you, bro. Like, come to these meetings on Wednesday nights. They work out, like whatever." I said, "Okay." And it's gonna sound funny, but I tried everything, man. I tried like pills, I tried like the stupid stuff first. I was impatient, and then I ended up finding this thing, the cookie diet, and see, he says calorie deficient. I listened to American, yeah. So with the cookie diet, that's exactly what it was. You were only getting so many calories.
You said cookie
Huh?
like Cookie Monster?
Yeah, yeah, like dude, like this big. They were like little biscuits, and you
Okay.
get 9 of them in a bag, and
Okay.
that's what I was eating. Yeah, I was eating those at night. I could have like a salad and a chicken, and then I would go work out. I was dropping weight so fast. I was losing 7 pounds a week. Seven
Well,
pounds a week. And finally, my Marine recruiter was like, all right, man, like, let's do this. Um, and dude, I was going from like the guy at the back of the line running all the way up in front, and the guy, whoever sets the pace, I mean, that's usually the guy that's the most fit,
yeah,
so,
sure. Yeah.
and it was a daunting challenge. Um, and I didn't think I could lose any more weight. I mean, I had already dropped like 60, 70 pounds, and then I got down to my ship out weight because I transferred over to the Army recruiter because the Marines, they just didn't have the position that I wanted open. So I ended up joining the Army at the time, and my recruiter was like, yeah, right away. I signed up, did everything that I had to do, had to keep the weight at a certain amount. And then by the time it was all said and done, when I came back home, I was like a size 29 waist.
Wow.
Yeah. I was skinnier than my brother. I was skinnier than my brother.
Wow.
I'll never forget it. I was size
Wow.
29.
Well,
Yeah.
the military will definitely do that to you.
Oh, yeah.
That's just Missouri. That's Missouri survival. That's an amazing achievement. You should definitely be proud of yourself on that, and congratulations on that success and your continued journey on that. That's incredible. I'm sure you enjoyed buying a lot of the stuff that you couldn't buy before, as far as the gear and the cool guy stuff, the pants and
Yeah.
the chest rigs and all that.
Speaking of cool guy gear, uh,
What you got? What you got? Something new?
Rothko, you know where I'm
Oh
going
yeah,
with this.
yeah. I
Bear
saw.
Bear Archery. Oh man, for those of you
That's
guys that are listening, Bear Archery came out with some camouflage uh on the Rothko's with Rothko. They collabed and did a thing. I
the old
already got
school.
some. It's on its way.
Did you order some? What'd you order? What'd you get?
I got the whole set, everything. The hat, the tops, the bottoms. Hell
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Missouri survival, man. You're I'll tell you what, that's it. Just fitting into the clothes is motivation enough. Especially when they come out with cool guy camo like that.
Yeah, exactly because they only go so high on that stuff. So yeah,
Exactly.
I was on there today taking a look at some of their stuff. It's not too bad in price.
No, no, it's not.
I
I
saw
think
the
it's
booty hat
reasonable.
though. Right away, I thought, Meatball's gonna have that booty hat.
I didn't get it. I did
Oh,
not
you
get it.
didn't?
I'd like to try these on in person.
Okay.
Because sometimes, you order that stuff online, it's just like a little small or it's too big. So
Yeah.
that's why, especially with surplus gear, you gotta watch. And it's somewhat cheaper. Yeah, it is somewhat cheaper. You're right. Small, it's fitting in
Yeah.
the smaller clothes is cheaper. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's more material they got to use on your ass when you go up in size. It's not free,
Yeah.
man.
But I think that camo definitely. I mean, you know how much I love that old school camo pattern for
Oh yeah,
hunting, and for I always have. Uh, well, if you have a huge head, a boogie head, if you got a big head, True Spec makes some really big ones. They
yeah.
go up to like 2XL on their for their
Well,
hats.
this is
So
surplus, and I'll tell you right now, I'm wearing a 7 3/4, and it fits perfect.
does it?
Yeah, this is a good fit. 7 3/4 for me.
That's not what I wear. 7 3/4. I had bought a True Spec 2X, thinking that my hats run smaller on my head, whatever, and
Yeah.
it was too big. I want to put in some thin foam inside of it to keep it a little more tighter because it's too big. But I have so many boonie hats that I don't even wear it. It's too big. But yeah, if you're looking for a good boonie hat, well, measure your head. You can buy different sizes from surplus or pick track true spec. They have pretty cool ones too with the patch, the Velcro,
Yeah.
the front and back, like operator style. Pretty cool. So yeah, they're
Russian
two
cold
XL.
camel is a boonie hat with webbing. Do they really? So, are you talking about Russian cold camel, the website, Missouri? Because if you are, I'll tell you what, they got some really cool stuff. Um, that
You do
is
a big head, dude. Size 8 fitted hat. You got a big head. That's a big
that's
head, bro.
that's that's a big melon, brother. Welcome to
That's a
the
big
Big
head.
Melon Club. That's awesome. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That just means you give somebody a glass cold kiss, you'll knock them out. That's awesome.
Well,
Uh,
I found a trick to do on the Well, go on, finish what you're saying about the cold camo.
no. I was just curious to see what if they had the Russian cold or the cold or winter camo boonie hat, which is basically the same thing as the German snow camo. It's pretty similar. Um, Not the new digital stuff. I'm talking like the old school stuff.
Like the white with like the chocolate stains on it.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of grease stains. Which, by the way, the Ukrainians are rocking the shit out of it right now.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
they were rocking it. Yeah, seen a couple videos of them, and so are the Russians. The Russians were using some of the old German snow camo. Yep.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting to watch a lot of that footage and see what they're running over there and what they're wearing. You got to be
You
careful with
know,
buying some of that stuff overseas in Europe because I'm sure
yeah,
you like buying a lot of that foreign European surplus. So you see something that says like 3XL and you get it and it really isn't 3XL or 2XL. It's not really that. They have a different size chart, like different sizing
yeah,
there. You figure that out?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the European men like to wear their shirts extra tight. They
Oh,
like
do
to wear
they?
their shirts extra tight. That's why. Yeah, the Europeans like to wear their stuff extra tight, like to the point where, I mean, every like skin fold and everything is showing. But paying attention, what you were saying before, to what they're using and the tactics that they're using right now in Ukraine, is a really good talking point right now because they're trench warfare
Oh, yeah.
2.0,
Yeah.
you know, and look what they just did at the border. They just dug a big
Yep.
ass trench at the border.
French. Yep.
Where,
Yeah. It's a
where's the new war front? I mean, they literally dug trenches. And I was just reading today, Governor Abbott, said something. What was the article about? It's on my page. I posted. Did you see that? What
I
Abbott
think
was
so.
saying about the border?
No.
Something about a war sparking off or a war zone. I forgot what the hell he said it was. He was warning about. He said it was going to be a
Oh,
new, yeah, yeah,
I
it's
did
going
see
to be a
that.
new battlefront. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that's what he was
we knew
saying.
that. We knew that.
Yeah,
We knew that.
yeah,
I mean, look, I can't wait to see the Civil War, the movie. That'll tell us
yes,
everything we want to know. What's going to tell us that in the movie? We got to watch that
yeah.
movie. It'll tell us everything we want to know. We're writing notes down.
Yeah, no bullshit, man. Seriously, it's something. It's a crazy time to be alive right now. I'll tell you that much. It really is. Especially as a parent right now. I mean, it's if you're a parent out there, holy crap, it sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks. I love being a dad. I love being a dad, but trying to navigate being a parent and keeping these kids safe and trying to like project their future at this point, engage it. It's freaking impossible. It's
Yeah.
freaking impossible because everywhere you turn now, it's like this happens, that happens. I mean, what do you do? You know,
Yeah.
what do you do? I, all the vaccines they want to push on these kids, there's the newer vaccines, the COVID vaccine, to have before you go to school. Oh, no thanks, no
I don't know why
thanks.
they're not pushing the vaccines on the migrants.
I don't understand that. They
That
pushed it
doesn't
on
make any
us.
sense. Why do you
No,
why do you want to do that to us? You know? Why do you want to do that to your people?
Dude,
We just spent how many years getting out of a pandemic and
I
having
don't.
this country, this world changed upside down because of a pandemic. And you want to risk us going back to something else again, and the numbers going up? I mean, it's not even fathomable.
Sorry, I'm reading what it's going to be a turd to some degree. Yeah, I agree, Missouri. Yeah, no, you're right though. I mean, dude, look how easy they were able to sway public opinion about it though at the beginning. And I mean, they pulled a 1950s thing. If you see somebody not wearing a mask, say something. Well, if you
Yeah.
think your neighbor's a communist, call the FBI. What the
They
hell?
they started that. That was all set by the they. That was the that's what changed. Once they said that, that gave everybody a green light to become a Karen or whatever you want to call it, a
I
bully,
agree.
snitch. Starting that's what they call the division. Um, yeah,
Yeah. That was the start. That if you want to talk about civil war, there's a starting point right there. It lit the fuse, if you will. 2020 lit the fuse for sure, and it's been going ever since. Just slowly picking up
it's,
steam,
it's so
slowly
much
picking up steam.
and so much different. Yeah, he's exactly right. It shows up how just what people are. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Uh,
Yeah,
During that whole time too, we saw so many different events that took place between the whole Floyd riots, which I don't believe we'll ever see that kind of rioting again. I think a lot of it was due because people were locked up, pandemic wise. People were cooped up. They just lost their minds. Obviously, a lot of it was most of it was front and paid for and planned. We saw bricks being delivered. We saw it personally. Um, that was all planned. I'm not. That was a you couldn't be more well scripted for that whole situation.
that was
And
extremely scripted. You're right.
I don't think that American. I don't think society will allow that to happen again. Now, I'm not saying things are going to happen. Like I am worried about the DNC happening. I'm worried about the election period. I'm worried about happening. Things are going to spark off. But I don't think that this country will allow that to happen again. I have some faith still in the people. And generally speaking, I don't think we're going to see that again happen in this country. I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean,
It shouldn't. It shouldn't
I know
happen again.
the whole free Palestine thing is the new the new Antifa and BLM movement agenda. So
It
and
most certainly is.
that's running rapid every weekend.
Yep, it most certainly is. I you're right. I mean, they basically jumped ship from the BLM, and they moved over to this Free Palestine thing, which is a whole other. That's a whole other thing. It's like, okay, here we go. They're looking for something else to latch on to, and they have it now, right? And now we're getting closer to the election, and it's dude, I don't know. Americans that survived 2020 and remember 2020, I really don't. I think that there's more, like you said, they aren't going to put up with the bullshit anymore. And they shouldn't
I don't
have
think
to.
so.
Yeah,
I don't think they will. I don't think people will put up with it anymore. I don't think businesses will. I don't think society in a whole will put up with it. Look, there's people both sides of politics that are unhappy with how things are right now. People who voted for Biden, who love Biden, don't like him anymore. What he's done
yeah,
to society. People who hated Trump are saying, "Hey, I'm voting for Trump." People aren't happy with the way things are. Of course, you've got people who are just still drinking the Kool Aid and still stuck in their own ways and don't care how the future is. Um, do I think Trump's going to come on a white horse and save us all from? No, I don't. I never have thought that. You know, but his message was much better than what it is right now. What we're seeing.
I agree. I agree.
Um,
I think the Patriot community, if you will, the Minuteman community, the 2A community, what have you, prepper community, they guys gotta get their heads out of their ass. Because there's too much. How do I explain it? There's too many like different mentalities, if you will, and everyone's like, I'm right, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. Like it's this way, no, it's my way. Like, shut up. Shut up
Yeah,
for 1 second.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
hold on 1 second. Let's talk about this.
yeah.
And they can't seem to come together. It's like as soon as they get close, it's like they veer right away from each other. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Where as and this is a good talking point. Whereas the left somehow was able to figure it out. Like you were saying, they had bricks being delivered. They
They have a
had
free pass
things.
though.
They had a free pass.
The media, the feds, they have a free pass. They can't do it. Look, if you go on Amazon, if you go on any, you can't buy certain things right now on Amazon, on eBay, on Etsy, on Posh,
Yeah.
on different right. They won't allow it. Credit cards, PayPal won't allow certain things to be sold that are Patriot. Okay, 3% stuff can't be sold. Okay, because they're deemed as be radical group. But
Right.
you can go on any day and find things on hundreds and hundreds of pages on Etsy selling Antifa and socialist and all kinds of stuff, garbage. And that is garbage, trash.
It's trash.
Amazon sells Antifa handbooks,
Yep.
Antifa shirts, flags, all that stuff still. And they're a hate. Don't tell me that they're not a hate group. They're a hate group. You know what I mean?
Is that the
So
dog or is that your stomach?
what's that?
Is that the dog or is that your stomach growling?
That's my dog.
That is awesome. I tell you what, he's got the best. He's probably having the best dreams right now. He's out like a light. Holy shit! Uh,
But yeah, they have a free
uh,
pass. Um,
yeah,
they've got a free pass because nobody calls them out on things. They did all this destruction in the cities. They burned down police departments. They assaulted police officers. They did whatever they could do, and they got away with it. They were never called out on it. They were praised by politicians. They were praised by the media. They were considered fucking heroes, and they still are, and they'll never be. Um, so they can do whatever they want to do. So that's how they get away with doing the things and planning these things. So they work the system, you know.
yeah. They have politicians on their side blatantly. I mean, dude, how many times did you hear that? What's her name? Black politician.
Maxine,
Waters. Maxine.
Maxine,
Yeah, Maxine. How
flat
many
out,
times did you
flat
hear her
out.
say, "Go to the
She said it
street"?
flat out,
I mean, advocating for violence.
100%.
Advocating for
Yep,
violence. I mean,
yep.
really? But now
And
we're gonna go after Trump and say that he's the one that started this insurrection. Bullshit.
right,
Bullshit.
right,
You
and
know.
that's exactly right. Missouri, you said that the word hate group gets thrown around. It sure certainly does, and we can't
Yeah.
even. Whenever we disagree with somebody, it's hate. It's exactly what it is. If you disagree with somebody, if I say, "Hey, look, I don't agree with what you're doing," I don't care. You do what you want to do, but I don't agree with it. I'm a it's hate. It's a hate crime, or it's a bigot, or whatever you want to call it. Transphobic and everything else. So they have a free pass to get away with all the stuff they want to be doing, and they'll continue to do
Absolutely.
it. And
Yep.
it's because they're loved by the media. And just like if you're the, I mean, shit, the American flag is considered hatred now. You know, um, you're 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 a right wing extremist if you fly the American flag or a Betsy Ross flag. Oh, Betsy Ross flag, forget it. You're off the charts.
Oh,
You're a
Betsy
radical.
Ross and the Gadsden. You have the
Yeah,
Gadsden. Whew, forget it.
flag.
You're racist.
Yeah, yeah. So, but but like I said, but they can fly all the stuff they want to fly, and I just want
Yeah.
equality for everybody, not just one kind of person or this person,
Yes.
just everybody. I don't care
Yeah.
what flag you want to fly. I don't care what side of the coin you're on. Give us all equality. Let us do what we want to do. We're not going to hurt anybody. They're not going to hurt anybody, hopefully, and we can just get along and agree to
I agree.
disagree and live life. Life's too short. Um, all these laws they can want to keep passing for things that we like to do on our spare time and our hobbies. It's just it sucks.
Yeah, I
I'll tell you, it's things got to change.
yeah.
We're not the bad guys.
Well, and that's just it, right? I mean, and who has done a really good job at going after Americans? Let's just call it what it is. All right, there is a definition of being an American, right? Like you love your country, okay? You have a God that you pray to. You love your family. You go to work. You pay your bills. You support the military. Um, there is a there is a definition of what it means to be an American, and Americans are also fighters. Okay, be it on the left or on the right, whatever you're fighting for, you're believing in it, whatever. We're fighters, and the problem is this: they're trying to, and this is the media that I'm talking about now. The media is doing a really good job at painting a picture of what Americans, okay, what they consider this class, this under, because now they consider anybody on the right an underclass, right? Especially the way they talk down to them and portray them. And how dare you have camouflage? And how dare you have a 2A hat or have a Gadsden hat? Oh my gosh, you're this horrible person. You're this subhuman of society. When did that become a thing? When was that ever a thing?
I don't know.
You know, when did loving your country, supporting your military, supporting law enforcement, even when did they become such a horrible thing to support? And it was now it's anti-American to be a supporter of all that stuff. What the hell?
Well,
So
I don't know, man.
there
It's crazy.
it is. It's bad, and I go and I say the CDC recognized groups. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But it's like we're not bad guys. We're not the
No.
bad. We're we're painted in this light because the NWO knows we are what stands in the way of them fully enacting their plan. We can't have people that are nationalists. How dare
Yeah.
you love your country? You should love your world. Love your
Yeah.
world government.
Yeah.
That's what you should love.
That's what they want us to feel. Yeah.
And that's how they're pushing us.
Mhm.
And that's why the media does such a good job at you know, ex- taking a little stereotype out of something like this small and making it this big. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, it turns into this huge lie that all of a sudden everybody believes.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I always say the whole uh the J6 thing certainly didn't help us.
no, 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 dude. They use fear. They use fear. To for us to even like be and speak our minds and be free. Within in a professional manner. I always say be a professional. Just be professional about whatever it is that you do in your life and you say and how you carry yourself. Be professional about it. Um, we can't even do that. We can't even do that.
Well, it's a shame that we're afraid to buy certain things. We're afraid we buy things online. We're afraid to be flagged for anything we say or do.
Yep.
We're afraid to whatever it might be. These days, it's so easy to flag somebody, and you just got to be careful. I'm all about gray man to a point. Look, obviously, when something goes down, we're not going. to We talk about gray man a lot, and I do agree with gray man. But when things go to when the feces hits the fan, there won't be any gray men because we're all going to look
Right.
the same, and things are going to be going bad, and no one's going to be paying attention to what you're wearing or anything else. It's all going to be, you know what I mean? It isn't going to matter.
Right.
It's going to be you can't hide a plate carrier or a chest rig.
No.
Although speaking of, I've been doing a lot of, I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure about how much I would even consider running around with a plate carrier if things were to hit the fan.
You know,
In all honesty, I don't think I don't think. I think how logical it would be. Maybe if you were in a sensory position, and I'm not trying to talk like LARPer here. I'm just thinking, I think a good chest rig with the essentials for a, you know, whatever, a loadout. But I'm not sure about a chest rig anymore as much. I mean, as far as a plate carrier.
I'll I'll tell you what. Uh, Plates in general. Okay, it was kind of always been something that's been tossed around and historically, especially in wars. Um, when you're running around and I mean, you're going toe to toe with an enemy, and you're storming, let's say, the beaches. They were given plates to wear. Do you think they wore those plates?
No, no,
Most of
no
them
way.
wore. They gave two sets for the front and the back. They did give it to them. They did not wear them, and if they did, they only wore one in the front because they didn't plan on getting shot in the back by their own guy.
No, yeah, 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 yeah,
If
yeah.
they wore
No,
them,
it's the frag. You gotta
oh,
be. Honestly, it's the frag you got to worry about.
it's the frag.
It's falling.
Frag is what you need to worry about.
Yeah.
I agree. That I agree with. Yes.
So
Uh,
you could have a great plate carrier and running plates, but if you don't have something that's um, yeah. See, that's what I agree with. That's what I was saying. Like
yes.
plate carriers are for
I'm sorry
standing
to hit it.
positions and riding vehicles and maybe plant assault. But I agree.
Yeah.
It's going to drain you.
Yes, I agree with that statement. I agree 100%. Well, it was like I was just telling you the other day. I was watching the airborne rangers jumping out of airplanes. And I was paying attention to how they were jumping out, and it was a new army video, if you will, or somebody put together a really good video. I was watching them pull out all their gear out of their bag, and I don't know if they were just planning on striking a fixed position, like training wise. They literally had a bandolier, and that bandolier had their mags, comms, and that was it. I mean, and then they just had like whatever else, and they took off. There were no plates. I didn't see any plates. It was straight up bandoliers. I was like, oh, wow,
Hmm.
that's interesting. That's going back.
Yeah.
That's like old school tactics right there.
Well, they also, but don't you think too? Though they also have means of being resupplied a lot easier than the average civilian would.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why they always say, like, military is if they get involved in a gunfight, they don't care about their mags because they're going to go back to their HQ and they're going to have a whole new shipment of and a whole truckload full of mags, right, and equipment for
yeah,
at their disposal. We don't have that. So we get
no,
in a gun battle, we get in a gunfight or something. We don't want to just leave our mags behind. We want to pick
right.
our mags up because we're going to need those mags again. They don't care how many you have stockpiled away. We're never going to be able to go against the military how many on their supplies. So I would think that
Yes,
a lot of their like you said, they're just a bandolier with their bare minimum. I would imagine that at some point they probably get some restock up from some supply.
yeah. They would have, and they usually do. There's usually a resupply, be it a drop, coming from the
Yeah,
air, uh, you know, um, coming from like a car or a drone of some sort. I'm sure that there is. Because well, and here, perfect example, when you have a supply route but a dwindling supply chain, uh, they start delivering them in a pickup truck, literally in like shoe boxes, because supplies are low on the battlefront. And I've been noticing that more and more in this war in Ukraine. And I don't think people fully realize this war in Ukraine is pretty much over. The Ukrainians are just hanging on by a thread right now. Um, but not to get too far off topic here. Where I was going with that was they're starting to go on a diet with their gear. I'm noticing them going on a diet more with their gear. They're not taking in as much.
mm,
Um, and our guys are taking note of this and they're changing tactics too. I
mm.
mean, dude, they created old units that haven't been around since World War I and World War II. Why? They got rid of tank brigades in the Marine Corps. Why? And they opened up more amphibious assault units. It's coming.
Yeah,
We all know the big one's coming, but tactics are changing. And for us on the home front, hypothetically speaking, if there was a war and it came to the home front, okay, we'd have to adapt too and figure it out. We'd have to figure shit out real quick, like really quick. Um, but plate carriers, all that stuff.
I like his comment. This is great. I never thought about launcher bag. That's great. A
What's
launcher
that?
bag
Launcher bag.
for his gray man. You see it?
Oh yeah, there it is. My gray man has an ECU 6 mag bandolier and a Poverty Pony ER with iron sights. There you go. There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Launcher
That's
bag.
like real gray man.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm picturing wearing like flip flops and like a pool ring around his waist, the launcher bag, and like the see through visor. Where's the party, man?
With the suntan lotion on the nose.
Hey, if you showed up like that for the party, much respect.
That's awesome. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, too bad this Missouri, you'd be a good guy too to join us live on here. Hopefully when I get some more peeps in here, subscribers, if you will, we can
Yeah, I'm
get
seeing
we can have a three-way.
our numbers have not gone up again. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, we're gonna have to try that what was it, block yard or chain yard?
I don't remember what it's called.
Oh
I
shit.
think you are being shadow banned though, man, because we were up high and you went back
Yeah,
down again.
I agree. I'm trying to think what the hell the
Was
name
it
of it
something
was.
backyard or what was it called? I forgot
Yeah,
what
I
it's
think
called.
I'll get it. I'll get it later. I know what it is. I'll bet you that's like a third party way of bypassing the stupid YouTube rules. You know, I think that's probably what that's for. And if I can do that, then cool. You know, we can get more people to collab with us.
Have you checked out Missouri's YouTube page?
You know what? I just met him last night. I just met him last night. I was looking at a couple videos. Yeah, looked at a couple videos today. I haven't had a chance to fully look at everything, but I did look at some. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got some good stuff on there. He's got some really good stuff on there.
yeah.
So that would definitely be you should look into see look into that app because I mean we have not moved. Let me put my old man readers on. We have not moved. We're still at 2. We're going back
I
from 2 to
know,
3. So before
and we're
we had like we were way up there numbers and then went back down. So I think that's our decision. We need to come up with that app, or you do. It's your channel.
yeah. You know, I'm gonna go look at the YouTube Studio analytics, and it tells you the time frame. I think 7:45 on a Saturday. We had really good success. Really good success. I just found you last night. Thanks for rescuing the stream on John.
Oh, how
Oh
about that?
yeah,
That was
yeah.
terrible.
That was bad.
See,
That was bad.
let's talk about that. Even though it's just us on here, that I watched that and I saw that guy, and I'm not, I don't like to start any kind of drama, especially on here, and I try to be neutral, but I'm gonna call it out how it is. And I saw some comments on Josh's video. That guy, Alpha, whatever his name was, is the kind of guy we don't want coming out talking with us and leaving comments and joining people on live feed, telling them how the police are always after him and I got locked up in county for doing this. I stole someone's key. I did this. I mean, dude, where are you going with this?
Yeah.
You sound like a nut. You
He
know,
burned me out. He was literally burning me out.
you burned
Yep.
Josh out. You can tell.
I know. I
You
know.
know, I mean, we don't do this stuff. We're not scripted. We don't do all this stuff, but we try to let it flow. And when you bring someone on that's just talking about that kind of thing, and it's just yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, I could not believe some of the things the guy was saying, and you could just tell Josh was like, "This sucks."
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
this,
It was bad. Well, he said, you heard what he said at the end of the video. if you go back, you listen to what he said at the end. He's like, "Yeah, I just sometimes when you guys don't hear me replying back to somebody, or I'm just saying, okay, yeah, yeah, like I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get involved with it. Like,
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
yeah,
He brings up
he's
that.
too nice.
Yeah, he goes. You know why I don't get my inspection? You know why? You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, calm down, bro.
yeah.
F this and F that. I can do this. And, cool, man. It's like this is not what the topic is. Yeah,
I I don't know. I just
yeah.
know when I
He's
got
a
on there.
maniac. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, that's the unfortunate part about this community. There's a lot of them. They are like that. There's a lot of them that are like that. I just I don't know. It
Yeah, there it is. And you gotta be careful, and you gotta be really careful with who you associate with. And that goes back to the whole vetting process. We talked about that before. In Missouri, no, he's not gonna stop having guests on. He's so you say you just found Josh. Josh is a good guy. He's trying to build a community together. He's trying to build, all the like-minded people together in a community where we can come on live feeds and talk to each other. So he's always has an open door policy.
yeah
Basically, you just get on there and talk, and he'll talk with you. He's a good dude to talk to, and Meatball's on there, a couple times with him, and I never have been, uh, but yeah, definitely, I'm sure he'd take you, he'd put you on there, Missouri. Just get on there and just start talking.
yeah I agree. It, there
But that alpha guy is a good example of why you need to vet. If you have a group,
yes
a mag
yes
group, whatever you want to call it, I don't care what the new term is nowadays. You need a vet because that's the
yeah
kind of people you don't want in your group. Someone who
I
thinks like
agree.
that and acts like that, because you're gonna have problems with them listening to following SOP. You're gonna have problems with them bringing the law and bringing the heat into you. Yes, I agree with that. If we can get
Yes.
restricted, I need to
What
that will help the
happened to
community
him?
a lot.
I don't understand what happened to that guy.
I watched a video that he did was I forgot who it was with Grunt Proof, I think it was, and he
Yeah.
said that he just said that he was very vague. I mean, it's pretty much what we're all thinking. I mean, they just didn't like what he was doing. That's why
Huh.
I don't know anything specific. I just know they didn't like what he was doing.
I don't know. I mean, like I said,
I
it just
know
goes back to what we were saying before. We should be able to talk freely, speak freely, and do like whatever, um, without fear of being shadow banned or being booted or zapped, whatever, what have you.
Tom
You
Fuzz,
know
huh?
what's that?
Okay.
The
The
comms
Comms
fuzz.
Master, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
So I got
Okay.
I got booted from a Facebook group page the other day. It was a comms page, and I got booted because somebody had said something about talking on their bail fund without a license, and people were like saying, "Oh, you better the usual. You better get your license first. All you can do is listening. All you can do is listen, listen, listen." And I got so sick and tired of seeing all the comments, and I said, get your bail fund, learn how to use it, enjoy
Yeah.
it, use it to capacity. Nobody's driving around in a fucking unmarked van looking for you. No one's gonna
Right.
come get you and handcuff you. Enjoy it. They came unglued on me, dude, and I got blocked.
It's so stupid.
Like,
Honest to
dude,
God, it's so
no one's
stupid.
coming for you. I promise. Use your radio. All the so that makes sense because he was pushing bail phone radios, and people were always, people come out and sideways, man. They'll come at you. They will come at you. I don't know what it is. You know, I'm almost
It's the
like to grab
comms
my bail
community.
phone and key up and talk on a repeater and say, "Look, no one's coming." I mean, I'll put tinfoil head. I'll put tinfoil on my head, and I'll make sure that no, we kid. I support people who want to get the license for it. There's definitely a need for it. But if you're not going to be using a bail fund to chat, I don't need to talk 60 miles away to see how the weather is
I agree.
or what someone's doing.
Yeah.
I like to have the ability to know that I can talk far away, 60 miles away, if I had to, and I know I can.
Exactly.
My ability,
Exactly.
between the antennas I have and the capability I have, my little radio, I know how far I can get. I know my zones, my safe zones, and I'm okay with that. I'm not talking to anybody on there. I'm not chatting. I have phones to do that. I have apps to do that. But if things went south, believe me, I'm talking on there, and there's no law against that. It's written in the
Right.
FCC policies and the laws.
Right.
So
Well, there's a lot of comms Nazis out there, if you will. I mean, perfect example. Look at that poor guy that I was talking to about the rapid radios, and they told him take your stuff, your video down about it.
yeah, yeah,
And they pulled it. They pulled it, and then lo and behold, it comes back on like a couple days later. The video,
yeah.
and then they're threatening message to me. I'm like, hey, I'm just telling you guys what's up.
Mhm.
I mean, it is what it is, and
Yeah.
I don't know why that community is like that. There's something else.
Well,
Yeah.
we knew that one guy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The insect.
yeah. He was an insect. You're right. Literally,
I
he
won't say
was.
his name, but
He was a
yeah,
he was a cockroach.
yeah, he was a cockroach.
He was a cockroach.
But he was, man, he was all about that license, and if you didn't have that license and you didn't have that call sign, man. But yeah, and I'm not knocking. There's a place for it. If you there's God bless ham radio operators, they'll get the message out there if things go down, and there's a place for it. But let's not forget something too. As soon as you get that license, you open yourself up now for the government to come knock on your door.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now they say, well, it's just for your radio equipment. Okay, so
What are you
just for
worried
my
about my radio equipment for?
you still gotta walk through my house, and you still gotta come to my house unannounced, and I don't want to give you the free pass. Come and do that, knocking my door. I have
Yeah.
nothing to hide, but I just don't like I've said before. I don't like anybody coming to my house, whether you're a friend or not. Meatball, you come to my house right now, and I don't know you're coming. I'm not gonna answer the door for you.
Unless we got pizza.
Let's get pizza. You got Casey's pizza. I'll let you in.
That's how they're gonna get us. That's how they're gonna get us. What a fucking pizza.
They're gonna say, "Hey, Casey's delivered now." They're gonna be in your area. It'll be a fake white van. Casey's pizza on the side.
What a magnet on top. The pull off magnet. Says Casey's. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Hey, everyone's
So
listening
it's
mostly
either
my
you're
elder day
right.
at some point. But my only rationale for having them. Yeah. Yeah. Just reading the comments here.
This is the most. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they actually try to ban the radios if you know about that.
Yep.
After J6, speaking of goons, the J6 goons, and that's what they were. I mean, those guys that did that. I said back then those weren't real patriots that did that. And it
No.
was a mix of all different kinds of people. We know that. We know there was people that were staged, there was people that were fake, but there was a mixture of the flag wavers there, and that whole thing was a shit show. But they were using bail phone radios, and so they actually
Sure.
tried to ban them
Yeah.
after that. Amazon had a freeze where they weren't selling them for a while. They were trying to figure things out, how to track them with the numbers on the back of the radios, and they went down the whole. They tried to do a whole wipe on those things. Didn't work, but they tried to.
Well, then there was that whole jailbreak thing on the device.
It's no
Even though
secret. It's all over YouTube.
it's all over YouTube. That's what I'm saying. It's all over YouTube.
Yeah, it's no secret.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's why I'm
I can
surprised that
say,
that guy's still around, though. They go after
yeah,
Risky Prisky, and
yeah, and
that other guy's
he's
still around.
yeah, he's well known. I
What's
love
his
that
name?
guy. Man, I can't think of it.
The Boo Swang Radio.
The
The
playing,
Boo
yeah,
Swang, and he's like sitting there twirling around on its
and he
antenna.
doesn't have a license. He doesn't have a license.
You don't have a license. No. You don't
And
have a
all the stuff
license.
that guy knows, all the
I
stuff he
know.
knows.
So I'm saying. You know
So
how
I
many
bought
fucks
a.
that guy gives? That many.
So you know the antenna, the the tape antenna that
Yeah.
like the tape. Well, they have one that's the good one's the company Abby something ABB. Can't think of the rest of it. Well,
Arby.
they have a 42-inch one now,
Yeah.
huge, and I
It's
got
not
one
really.
coming. That's not really.
Now you got the 42-incher coming?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some tests on that thing. I've seen some tests on that thing on that
That's
42-inch antenna.
awesome.
So, what a lot of guys are doing is they're running it outside as a base antenna too. So they're running like 30 foot of coax outside, putting that 42-inch tape antenna up somewhere, mounting it to the house or wherever, and they're running it, and they're getting out good. But even just from the radio itself, mounted to the radio, they're getting out. I mean, I saw the some tests on it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna. It's 1999 for two of them actually on sale right now. So I got two of them coming tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I wonder how that AR one is. That AR, whatever the hell it is. The big green one.
The green one, the one that's like bendy.
No, the radio, the military
Oh,
looking radio.
so what I've heard about that is it's just a glorified UVR 5.
Oh, okay.
I've heard that there's nothing. I mean, I heard it does put a little more wattage. There's definitely better ones you could get that are
Yeah.
better. Buffwang. I like that. He says, I want to write it on my radio pouch. That's pretty funny. I wish I would have thought of that. Or they need to have a patch that, like a morale patch. You know how much I love my patches. That
Dude, I
says
was
something
just
like
thinking that.
not a license or no license or not licensed.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah, not licensed. I don't care. You know, not
You
licensed.
know who I just found out makes custom patches? DJ Metalhead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got a whole thing on Fiverr.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I didn't
yeah,
know
he's
that.
got he makes his own patches, whatever you want. He can custom make them.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
And you said Tasha does too, right?
Tasha does too. Yeah, but she hasn't sent me anything. I've been asking her to send me a sample one. She hasn't sent me nothing. So
I wonder what kind of
I don't know.
patches she does. Like if she does like that would be funny. We well, Amazon's got all kinds of custom ones you can do now on Amazon. You can get made, but I think that would be funny, like not licensed.
Like iron on, she said, which is this. This is like an iron on.
Right. But you can attach hook and loop to that.
Oh, I do that all the time. Hook and loop is
Yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, having a custom one that says Booth Wang would be funny. That would be funny. Oh my god,
I
Booth
don't know.
Wang.
You can do that. Only those who knew would know what that meant, which is great.
Exactly, exactly. Should write
Flying.
them, tell him come out with some patches. He probably does. Maybe he does.
Probably. He might want to look before we do anything because he might have that
Yeah, he
Buffwang.
might. Booth Wang.
Yeah, that guy's great. So we'll see how that antenna works. Like I said, I watched some videos and some specs on it, and I was like, man, it's better than the whip than the regular whip. It gets out pretty good. So try it out. The one that the small one I have, the small folding one I have, that works pretty good. That works about as good as the whip does.
The only
Just jump
thing
off.
I would say about that to caution is the weak point is at the connection on
That's what
top.
they said. That's what they said.
And it's very, very fragile. I mean, you really got to be careful where you place your radio. You don't want to place it where you're going to be doing a lot of arm movement like this, if you know, for whatever reason. Um, so
Well,
obviously you want to.
I wouldn't have that giant antenna anyway. If I was doing things, I would have my regular
No.
whip on there.
Yep. 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 It's on. Well, after reading what we read, in that book from NC Scout.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yep.
don't have to
Well,
go
we have
crazy with
we
antennas.
got 3 people.
3 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
it hasn't changed.
No, and we're public. We are public. We're not private. We are. I know for a fact we're public because we did have two randoms trying to say some shit and then they left. They got bored.
Yeah, they asked if we
So
were gay.
I think we are being shadow banned to a certain degree, or it is the time period, the time frame that we're on, and it's a Friday night. So, like
Yeah,
I
I don't
said,
know.
I'm gonna look at those analytics and I'm gonna see if that's the case. If that's the case, then maybe we stick to Saturdays at 7:45.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that's when a lot of guys do it too, anyways. And I bet you that's probably why.
yeah. It could be. I was thinking of making a Kydex stick. Well, have you seen what they have? Show them. Do you have that on you?
I'm gonna look for it right now. I know exactly, dude. Ah, this is gonna kill me. I have it. Bear with me here. I have everything. I have it. Yeah, I got it right here. Here it is. Stick with me here. Okay. Aha! Here it is. Got it. This guy. Right here. Okay. Goes on very easily. There are 2 points for your screws where you connect your clip. Okay. Right here, you utilize the screws that are in here. And this sucker just goes on like this. Okay. It's just like this. That's all it is. So it keeps you from accidentally doing that and hitting the knob. Or I'm sorry, wrong way.
Power
Woo-hoo.
button.
Yeah, there we go. Like this. So it keeps you from hitting PTT and the power button.
Yeah, that's great. It
There's
clicks
just
on.
enough room to get your fingers in there. Is that 3D printed? It is. It's more most. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There are better ones out there. These were so cheap on eBay. I had to pick them up because
Well,
they're OD green.
what makes it better? How's there better ones? Is it the same concept? What do you mean? There's
Well,
better ones.
the only design flaw I will say is it's really tight right here. It's a pain in the ass. So you got to stick your finger in there and
Really?
twist. Huh?
Do that again.
You got to stick your finger there and twist.
We're
Yeah.
so. Uh, go ahead, show me.
So you got to turn your power button on. They leave just enough room for your
Oh.
sausage fingers to get in there and turn it on. But
Well, that's probably what you want, though, so you're not bumping things, right?
yeah, it's a good fit. It's a good
Yeah.
fit. It would make it fit more pouches too. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe touch it up with a Dremel
Oh,
tool on
yeah.
the tight spot. Oh yeah, that didn't even think of that. But like I
That's a good
said,
idea.
look, I've got fat fingers, okay, and I can still turn it on and off. The battery thing is the other issue too. You got that push button here; it still gets covered up. Everything gets covered up, so there's still enough room to get your little digits in there and do what you got to do. So
You got that on eBay, right?
eBay, $6.
What did you search
Yeah.
for? What did you say when you searched for it? Balefun
I typed
accessories or-
bump guards, Balefun bump guard, and that's what came up.
Okay.
Yep. So there's different colors. They got them in different colors.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's definitely a must have. I have not got one yet, and um, I carry around a radio and all that stuff, an extra radio and battery and antenna in my EDC bag, and um, and the mic actually too. And I've thought before, gee, I better check this radio to make sure it's not turned on. And I actually put some black Gorilla tape like stretched over it. But that's not
There
gonna
you go.
that still won't even. I mean, that if it gets bumped, it gets bumped. So they can turn it on. So I'll have to get on there too and grab one for $6,
Exactly.
grab a couple. Yeah.
Exactly.
Where we at now? Three?
Two.
Two. Well, I mean, we can keep talking to
Two.
ourselves. We can talking to Missouri, or we can call it a night and check out for the night. What do you want to do? I don't really know what else to talk about. There's always something to talk about.
There's
But
always something to talk about.
yeah,
Well, we've been on for like what, an hour, almost an hour and a half.
yeah, hour and 25 minutes.
I mean,
Yep.
I've seen streams go for like 4 hours, and believe me, they run out of shit to talk about.
I stayed on streams watching for 4 hours. I've watched streams. I've I've watched streams where they get so bored that they're shopping online and they're and, uh,
Josh, Josh is playing video games. He was playing video games. He's like, all right, but he still had like 20 people. He
I
had like
know.
20 people on his thing, but nobody was like really saying anything. And I'm like, oh my god, this is
Yeah,
horrible. Like this is
yeah,
bad. And here I am like throwing questions and saying shit. I'm like, oh my god, keep it going, bro. Keep it going. But I don't know.
yeah.
Oh well.
No.
We'll have to try another time. That's all. Just
Take a
keep
look.
coming
Take a
on
look at your
whenever.
analytics. Take a look at your analytics and see what's up with that because I mean there should be a lot more than just two people on here. This should be so.
Oh yeah, I agree. Multiple hour streams and podcasts. Yeah, I know, dude. Believe me, it's kind of a thought. If it's good, I'll
So
watch it.
I go to work. I go to work early on Monday mornings, as you know. I go to work at. I leave the house around um, I don't know 12:30, whatever it is. At 1 o'clock in the morning, I leave for work, and before I go to bed, there's tons of live streams on at night, Sunday night. And that's the best time because I'll put them on and I'll fall asleep to a live stream.
Yeah,
Um,
there you go.
but if it's really good, then I can't fall asleep. That's the catch 22. If it's really good, I don't want to fall asleep, but I got to find something boring.
Yeah, no, having these some of these lives, uh, watching them, whatever. I fall asleep sometimes to some of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, just to relax and that's it.
yeah, yeah.
But
All right, brother. Well, I think we should punch out here. Uh,
we jumped to four. Watch now everyone's gonna start showing up.
That happened last time, bro. Ever?
Oh my god!
The
Yeah,
Fed,
I remember.
the
Oh,
fucking feds.
it's the YouTube goons. I used to have 10 hours a day at work to listen to podcasts until they banned headphones, and I told them to pause. So it was Gareth.
That's a tyrant.
That is a tyrant. That is a tyrant.
Got to put my readers on, my cheaters on. Um, ban headphones at work. Wow. I mean, I guess if you're running like a heavy equipment or like an industrial machinery, but otherwise, I can't really see why they would ban headphones. Well, who knows? Policies are
Well,
policies.
our insurance meeting, they banned it. I mean, I think they have banned
Oh, really?
headphones.
So
You
you guys?
cannot wear. Yeah. No, if it's a Bluetooth device for drivers, it's okay. If you're wearing headphones while working, you cannot. You can't. You cannot do it. Yeah, they don't want you to do it no more.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I think.
I guess
Oh
so.
well.
You guys didn't enforce it? Of
Why
course.
not?
If they get hurt, it's just a chicken plant, so there's no good reason.
Yeah.
So you're the one putting this weird stuff in our chickens.
Oh, yeah. What are they putting in our chickens? Seriously, I can only eat the Amish chicken for some reason now. Any other chicken messes my stomach up. I don't know why.
All right. Well, you have a good night too, man. Missouri, thanks for coming out and keeping us lively and talking to us for the amount of time you were out here for. We appreciate you keeping the conversation going.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you, man. Thank you.
So, what do you say, bro? You want to punch out?
Yeah, let's punch out. Well, fuck it. Why not? Let's go punch out and jump on somebody else's
There you go.
live stream and mess with
See
them.
what's happening live. I'll see Meatball. I'll see Meatball popping up. I didn't even know you were gonna go live yesterday. I kept falling asleep and dozing off, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I saw you on there. I was like, "That's fucking Meatball's on there. There's Meatball." Josh's live stream. I'm like, "What?"
I had to.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist.
No, you definitely should.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. You
All
have a good
right.
night. Take
You
care.
too. Take care, guys.
Later.
Guns up.
Guns up.